Hello, it's me again, I'm back. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said that I want to be better about YouTube. So, it's a whole new year. This week's video, because I am going home, or not home, I am home, but because I am leaving home and going back to school, which is like my other home. So because I'm going back to school and because I will be flying and then driving with a friend, I have decided to make this week's video some travel tips. Tips for traveling, flying, really plans, so we'll see how it goes. Woo! Yay! Tip number 1, okay, I'm a list person, so you should make a list. You should always make a list so that you don't forget anything. Which is what I have to do tonight / today. So always make a list, and it's like everything. Even there might be some things like underwear that you're like, I'm not going to forget to pack underwear. Put it on the list. Because that's going to be the thing that you forget. And then, so always make a list, and then I make lists within my lists. So, for example, I'll put like PJs on the list, and then under PJs I'll put like baggy t-shirts and like sweatpants and PJ pants. So I recommend always making lists. Number 2, when you're packing a suitcase, it's better to, I don't know how many people know this, I know my mom knows this, and I know most of my friends know this, so you probably know this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway, because I'm just kind of rambling now. So tip number 2 is to roll your clothing instead of folding it, because it saves space, and it's easier to deal with. So like fold it and then roll it, if that makes any sense. Don't just roll the clothing. You gotta fold it and then roll it. Oh god, this is awful. Tip number 3 is stuff like any tank tops or underwear or socks that you're bringing into your shoes, so that your shoes don't get flattened, and so that way everything just takes up less space and you have more room for clothes that everyone's gonna see. And so all of those just kind of have to do with packing. If you're gonna be flying, I highly recommend making a playlist of a lot of the music that you're listening to at the moment, so that you don't get thoroughly bored, especially if it's a long flight. That's what I do. I also, sometimes if I'm really bored and sitting at the airport, I will make a random new playlist. Another tip is to always pack an extra outfit in your carry-on bag just in case, because that has happened to me before. Luckily I was coming home, so I had clothes at home, but the airline sent my bag to the wrong place. I was in 8th grade and very unhappy about that and so confused. So I learned early on to always pack extra clothes in your carry-on. I don't know what tip number this is, so just moving on. Bring a book. So I'm going to be bringing this book with me because I have started it and I have not finished it, and I really like it. So bring a book for entertainment purposes, because you can't really use your, especially because I'm only, my flight is only 2 hours, not even, so there's really no point in digging out my laptop and turning it on, just to turn it off an hour later. I recommend bringing a book that's upside down, bringing a book to read or a journal to write in, something to pass the time. Also, if you're flying and it's winter like it is now, I recommend wearing your heavier clothes so that you don't have to shove them all in your suitcase and then worry about them taking up a ton of space. So Yeah. That's all I got right now. Bring snacks. Who doesn't? Alright, I guess that is it for this week's video. It's not very long, but whatever. So yeah, that is it for this week's video. I like your faces. Bye!